So it brings me to my next question for you both.
Yes.
I'm reading a lot of articles about the projections of the rental market and it going up at a pretty steep
Pace.
pace.
Yeah, it sure has.
Mark, give me your thoughts. We'll start with you on rent versus buy. I know this is a topic that a lot of people talk about, but it's one that brings a lot of different opinions.
Well, first, I think you got to look at the major difference between rent versus buying, and I think it's based on an individual. You can't force somebody to buy, and even if somebody wants to buy, they might not be in a position to buy, so they're forced to rent. So I think it's going to go on a individual basis, but I think today, purchasing a home in today's market is pretty much a 5-year minimum plan. And then, obviously rental prices increased, I think, by a little over 2% last year. But, like I said, individual, it's a lifestyle, it's a location change, it's, what your commute is back and forth to work. But bottom line, to me, it's different for every individual. You have to take it on a case-by-case basis.
That's a very nice
vague,
politically
Diplomatic,
correct
nice
answer.
way. Mark for president.
Exactly.
You're a politician in the house.
I guess you'll tell me the truth after we're off the
Yeah, right.
Nadia, what's your take on it?
Well, I'm going to be a little less diplomatic about it, but I say why pay your landlord's mortgage when you can pay your own?
Right.
Our rents have gone up significantly, and yes, it's definitely a case by case. But let's talk about the people that are paying, let's say, on average, $2,500 a month, which you both agree is probably fair for rent.
Sure.
Young families or professionals out there. At $2,500 a month, I have this great article from a lender that just came out. One of the best I've seen, and we've seen a lot. And they say with $2,500 a month, you could buy a home for about $435,000 today. You say that, where am I going to find a home for $435,000? The median price for homes last year was only $508,000, or I'm sorry, not last year, last month. So we're not that far off from getting in. And I think we have to encourage these first-time home buyers to know that there's educate them and know that there's plenty of loan programs out there. Almost 50% of Americans think you have to have 20% down.
Right,
and that's not true. We know that.
Right.
There's 5% conventional, which doesn't even charge you for mortgage insurance. There's 3.5% FHA and VA if that applies to you. So there's room for everyone to get in. But one little quick tidbit, and contact me if you want the article, the tax benefit. So using that same $2,500, you can pay your PITI, which is principal, interest, taxes, and insurance.
Saw me give you that look.
You did. I did. Yeah, sorry. So that PITI, again, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So the whole expense of owning that home. If you take that $2,500 you're paying in rent, in the year, your tax benefit for the year is $7,600. That's a nice little write-off that you probably didn't have before.
Wow.
Not to mention, you've paid almost $6,800 towards your principal for the whole year. I think that's great compared to renting for the year and coming out at the end of the year with nothing per se.
Right. And also an angle that I see a lot is if you're a W-2 employee,
You have no write-off.
It's difficult.
It's tough.
I hate to say this, but it's hard to hide your income because you have the W-2.
What? What are you talking about? No, it's true. And, our interest rates are so awesome still, right? So if anything, borrowing money is still on sale. It's so affordable that you can get. Now, I think the misnomer is a lot of buyers rent in great areas and then want a house in that same area. And that's that American dream we fight for. But at 16, how many of you guys got a brand new Mercedes? Didn't you usually have to work for that and get there? I think we'll eventually put you on the beach. But
I still had that moped.
You're making more than $2 an hour, though.
Right. And that's great advice, both you guys. We have to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to put you both on a hot seat a little bit with a question that I ask everybody, and I hope you're prepared.
Oh, dear.
This is Lunch and Learn Radio, ESPN 1700. We'll be right back.